Hello, and welcome back to Launch Complexes on RP-1. Once again, I'm lucky to be joined at the start by Maximal.
Hey there.
And I was worried I would forget this, and I almost forgot this, but I have not forgotten this, which is to edit the next Mercury launch so that I don't run the same science experiment again. Because I literally remember this walking down the hall at work today, and then I immediately forgot it.
Yeah, one of the things that I kind of appreciate about KSP is it makes you feel like you need to write, like, I don't know, launch notes for yourself sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Have a checklist.
Yes. Yeah. There is of course a mod for that.
Of course, there is. We talked a while ago about the need for like having a screen mod to let people know what mission you're running, because it can be hard for us to remember what contract you're doing, because building the craft is
Mhm.
preceded maybe to a stream or two, but for the launch of the craft.
Yeah. And oh man, I was dumb. I didn't actually check the experiments before, so uh, turns out you can run two experiments, not one. And there are four total experiments. So I'm going to have to fly 3 flights. But that's fine. They'll be repeatables, and we have astronauts. And we have a launch complex that would otherwise not be doing anything.
Those experiments, last I recall, didn't give you that much science anyway.
Yeah, the early ones don't give you a ton, but still worth it. Okay, and then I'm gonna duplicate it. Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna duplicate it again and edit the other one. Okay. Photography. Yeah, everything is full samples or digital. Liquids. Okay. Alas. Okay. Okay. So, oh yes, we did get a reasonable amount of science. Um, that's a lot of construction engineers. Am I modifying a launch complex and not? No, I'm not. Huh. It's just that I'm trying to build this quickly, I guess. Oh yes, because I'm researcher limited until then. That's why. Oh, no, it's because I took everyone, not everyone, almost everyone out of the hangar. Part of it. Uh, okay. I guess I'll let these folks. Yeah, I'll always need more engineers. We'll build R&D complex faster. Um, it's coming up. That, and then we can edit our Venus stuff. Then we'll recover that, and then we can take everybody out of the hangar. Right, 47 days until we can fly the next repeatable. Which conveniently, that's basically the same length of time as that. And watch that tick down. Okay, let's do a geostationary contract. 300 units. Cool. Sounds good.
Are you gonna miss all the geostationary contracts once programs are in?
Um, not really.
I didn't think so.
I mean, I like flying, but I like flying unique stuff more than I like flying repetitive stuff. Although, like, there is so it's weird, but oh, that's weird. Uh, I guess I should have made that tower a little taller. Um, it's weird, but there is something like ambient gaming style about doing GEO repeatables.
Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel about them too. Like I'm thinking, they are kind of boring, but it is
Yeah.
kind of nice just to watch that.
Yep. All right. Those numbers all check out. Let's go.
That's more why I would like to have a little more X-plane stuff, because I
Mm-hmm.
find plane flying
Yes.
even better in that regard.
Yeah. No. Like there's actual there's actual user involvement, particularly because like my GEO missions without MechJeb, sorry, my GEO missions without Principia, so just using MechJeb, were press a button to launch, uh, press a button to create the maneuver,
Yeah,
execute the maneuver, press another button to create the maneuver and the other maneuver, merge them and execute that, or rather like point towards it, spin up, and then let the solid do it. But yeah. I'm thinking I probably want to increase the cost of modifying a pad rather than a building, because it was stupid cheap to modify this pad to go from 120 ton max to 150 ton max, which, like, admittedly that's very little difference and probably there wouldn't be much change in the pad infrastructure, but it still felt a little too cheap. Really need to do tooling so that it's, because like with the tooling change, with like some kind of stage tooling, it'd be cheap to support the casters, and that would be the change rather than like how heavy my core is or not. Hey,
yeah,
Mythbusters.
that makes sense.
And I'm going to strategically leave RCS off during ascent so that PVG doesn't try to clean up on RCS, because I don't actually care how iffy my parking orbit is. Here we go. Okay. And even so, we're actually good. And that was under warp and with no RCS. All right. And the time somewhere around 18 minutes. That's pretty good. I think it's a little far. Yeah. It's a few more meters per second because I'm at 160 instead of 180.
Are you? You're at 160 what?
160 kilometers.
Oh. Fair, but it was cheaper to get up there.
Yes, and so the reason I did it was not because it was cheaper, more expensive. I have the Delta V on the launch vehicle. It's because I want the uh, apogee kick to be more expensive, given that I have more Delta V than I need in the solids.
Fair.
Which I probably should have explained why I was doing that when I did it, um, but yes, that was why I did that. Let's align. And spin up, and I still haven't written code to automate the spin up.
Have to get Pap to do a turntable part that's
Yeah,
stageable.
yeah. I mean, we got to steal it from PDB. It's got one. But that's not the spin up that I was thinking about. It's more given Principia. If you want to stay aligned before warp, you have to spin up a little bit.
I gotcha.
It's always that initial kick, I assume, is, I don't know, attitude control or not understanding how that works with the offset thrust. Okay, now I'm going to, once we complete burn, pretty good. Let's see, what I want to do is change the maneuvering frame to ECEF and burn minus 1837 retrograde and put it 6 hours from now. How long is it? Oh, well, I can slop this around if appropriate. Because going to geostationary in ECEF, because you're geostationary, if you're perfectly in geostationary orbit, you have zero velocity in ECEF. So yes, we can just perform that maneuver. Oh yes, instant impulse and inertially fixed. And that gives us a very nice maneuver. There we are. That's much easier than futzing around with all the numbers. Yeah, Waterfall is beautiful, and Al and Vlad did really remarkable work in supporting basically any engine that RO has.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Is that timing is timing's fine. I'm gonna do it there. All right. Okay. Gradually damping it out. Spin up. To, let's say, 60 dps. Okay. Okay, and I want to cut it a little early, which is probably about now, to shave 20 meters per second off the total. And hopefully that'll be about right, given that the decoupler also gives us more delta V. Okay, so I shaved a little too much delta V off, but I think we're still fine. Yes, we are. Excellent. Yeah, that's actually the cool thing about having two solids in succession is that you can actually sort of control the delta V output by staging early, which is frankly insane, but it works. Okay, contract
Is it
complete.
insane? Wouldn't NASA have not done it?
Uh, it's insane because the you're risking shearing force, like because what you'd have to do is you'd have to fire. So actually, no. Probably what you'd do is you would right. You'd light the second solid early, then maybe then like once it's up to thrust, fire the explosive bolts to shear off the decoupler. Yeah, it's like it does feel like a it does feel like
Seems.
the sort of thing that's a little risky.
I mean, yeah, if you did it like without having planned to have done it, but sounds just like doing hot staging essentially.
Uh broadly yes. The issue being that when you're hot staging, the first like the stage you're staging away has very high dry mass, whereas in our case, the stage we're staging away has very low dry mass compared to the rest of the craft.
Mm.
But broadly, yes, it's just hot staging. Oh yeah, and I need to edit this and upgrade the RCS. Should have a trivial effect on total build time. Okay, 39 days, 6 hours. Let's see what happens. Oh, we can't upgrade the RCS? Why can we not upgrade the RCS? But stability gave us a RCS tech upgrade, but apparently not. Stability. Oh, also none of the RCS tech upgrades are showing up because I was dumb and nuked the part icon that, yeah, okay. So let me look it up the old fashioned way. RCS block, full engine configs. Oh no, it's type. Early flight control and early docking is the next one. So we don't actually get an RCS tech upgrade until here. All right, so I guess I don't have to, should not have beelined that tech, but that's fine. Got 61 orbital rocketry. And I think we want 62 orbital rocketry first before the solids. What's in the solids? Let's see. Altair 2 and Taris 2. useful, but not as useful as LR87 upgrades. Definitely not as useful. Okay, so we'll get our Starstreak recovery finished, and then we can take everybody out of the hangar. Alas for 100% efficiency at the hangar. It was nice while it lasted. But it's only going to be another 4 months before we get the next research development complex, and then can hire more researchers, and then further bloat our maintenance budgets. I don't know where to put all the engineers. Like, I guess I probably should start building another launch complex.
Do what with?
To something in like the 300 to 400 ton class. Because I'm gonna want that to launch planetary orbiters, lunar landers. Although, like, actually, I could probably get away with doing that in this complex. Although I'll have to modify it again past 150 tons. So, yeah, the question is, do I want to be able to keep launching unmodified Titans? Or am I just going to switch straight away to Titan 2s, effectively, with or without Centaur? But what's coming up? So there's lunar landing. There's this, which only gives me 4 years, so I can't accept it yet. So I could do this Soviet style and launch to rendezvous. Because it doesn't actually require that you... I believe that requires a closure of... Oh, no, I think the relative velocity would be too high.
Has this one been updated since it was buggy as heck?
Yes.
I haven't done this one.
Yes, okay, CMAV wrote a bunch of custom contract parameters to get around that. There's that one, there's the downrange distance one, there's a few others.
Good man.
Good stuff. Oh, that's what I need to do. Yeah. You need to be able to do EVAs. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I have a lot of engineers and start that upgrade. Which will itself take a very long time. So yeah, I'm just going to leave some of those engineers as construction workers for a while, because we need to get that online in time to do EA stuff. All right. Roll that out. Oh, I didn't. How long until? Another 25 days. Okay, and I'll roll it out super early. And this is going to complete way ahead of schedule. About 80 days ahead of schedule. Cool. So I don't think I actually want to roll that out yet. It's vaguely tempting actually to just build another pad. So I can have both of them rolled out and do regular pad operations. But I think I really only need, it's fine. Oh, I need to train, shoot. Let's click. Yeah, shoot. I didn't realize how close that was to completion. So that's going to be sitting on the pad for 3 weeks. No, more than 3 weeks. Some number of weeks. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Yeah, I read that as. Yeah, so almost a whole. We're going to waste a whole month. That's kind of annoying. Okay, that pays 28.57. Yeah, this just pays so much better. We'll wait one more day. Okay. Oops. Wrong one. Right one. And away we go. Staging is always scary. Because you never know when it will fail to light.
There's no humans on there. It's not such a big deal.
Yeah, it's just would be frustrating, but
I mean, you're getting to there where ignition failures are getting less common, right?
yep.
What engine is that? The 405?
This is an LR91. The next one's 405. Or the XLR50 to standardize the nomenclature. I guess it would have been the XLR G50-4 or maybe -6. The one on Vanguard was -2.
Man, I hate all the numbers I'm looking at with PC parts shopping.
Yeah. Yes. There's a lot of numbers, whether it's rocket engines or PC parts.
Rocket engine parts, at least the numbers matter more. Just feels like they've thrown in
Yes.
a lot of numbers extra for no reason. I don't know what the industry is really going for, but consumer friendliness is not it.
Okay. And insertion. Okay. Now. All right. Let's try that and see if we manage to not overburn this time. We'll probably still overburn by a little, but we'll see. Okay, let's see which direction we actually kick off towards. I assume it'll be that way. Nope, it's the other way. It's because that's swinging wildly around because it has no thrust, and the PID reacts too slowly to the fact that the thrust is building up. So that's the actual reason for it. Okay, cool. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, okay. We overshot by much less, so I think we want to aim for about 720 the next time we do this. And we get that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Great success. Oh, came out of warp a little too late. Damped out enough that we warp. Spin up. Huh, still overshot. That wasn't what the prediction was. Oh well. Here we go. That's pretty good. We could have been a little better, but that was pretty good. Guess I shouldn't have decoupled it early. We would have been bang on. Yeah, see how it, like, if we didn't have GEO repeatables, how would I memorize those numbers?
Heaven forbid you didn't.
Okay, how long until we have Ronnie trained? 33 days. And 48 days, we can do the next contract. Oh yeah, and clear the. Does this require? Hours. Six months should be time to do that. You know what? Sure, I'll just accept it now.
Tractor taken.
Orbital flight.
Sometimes it's kind of hard for me to read your contract screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiny text.
Yeah.
So perigee above 180 kilometers, orbit for 18 hours. That's sure. Okay, and I don't have the payload for a lunar lander yet. But when I get the next generation of engines. All right. What will it take for EVA to show up? Let's see. Oh. Yeah, you need the tech. Okay.
It's one of the few tech-gated contracts.
Yeah, like along with recover from orbit.
Mm.
Okay, morning launch. Here we go. All right. I am not sure I trust this at high burnout. Um, you know what? Sure. Let's go slightly polar. We'll get more coverage. And 185, do I want to do 185? Do I want to do 190? I want to do 190. Ooh, that hurt. Let's try that. Hopefully that'll be okay. Let's go. Oh, ha, 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 ha. I'm an idiot.
What happened?
I forgot about Principia. Well, we'll see how this works. The reason that's relevant is because the perturbation that will be applied to the orbit may mean that our perigee drops below 180 kilometers.
Interesting.
I did not think about that.
Well, as long as you're not focused on the craft, it may not. No, I guess it matters for your science experiment, right?
No, it's Kerbalism. It doesn't matter for that. What matters is that the contract duration will not tick while you're not focused on the craft.
I guess you don't have the delta V to go a little higher.
could try to go a little higher, but we're already at not a lot of margin.
Okay.
87. Let's try. We can go a little higher. Yeah, but that is cutting it fine.
Might get a little bit from your engine overperforming.
Yeah. No, like I could go even higher. I just don't want to. I don't want to push the margin below 30 meters per second. Like it
That's
will
fair.
go up from there. I'll probably end with about 50 spare, but you just never ever know. Like half the point of residuals and variance is to make you leave appropriate contingencies.
Mhm.
Also, with that high a burnout thrust to weight ratio, insertion accuracy is going to be pretty low.
That'll affect your AP. Your AP is
No,
plenty high.
it'll affect the perigee.
Oh.
Because it'll affect whether I insert at 0 meters per second vertical velocity.
Oh, okay.
Because it's going to spend the last few seconds lowering the vertical speed down to 0. And if
Okay.
it's wrong about the cutoff, it's going to push the perigee down.
Yep. Yep. You're right. Sorry, I didn't realize you are not going to be horizontal at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's Titan. It's barely over 5 minutes to orbit. It's like 5 minutes and 20 seconds to orbit. So about what Atlas did. Let's see how this works. So I can do silly stuff like firing RCS in one direction to boost my perigee if I have to.
You're right. You're over 50. Oh, margin left.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm only short by kilometer and less than a kilometer. That's pretty nice. Yeah, we inserted at 7 meters per second, which is like, oh, it's free attach anyway. So, well, it inserted a perigee even so. All right, here's the other thing that we're going to do. Is we'll save the posigrades for emergency perigee raise. Okay. 17 hours. Cool. Let's see how this works. All right. So yeah, we have about 10 kilometers of variation in perigee going down. But as the Earth rotates under us, that may vary. Ooh, ooh, that's getting close.
But yeah.
So let's fire the posigrades now.
Shouldn't you wait till you're at AP?
I'm basically at AP.
Okay. Uh,
I
Come
can,
on.
yeah, I'll wait for the next pass. But it definitely proved that we're going to need to use them.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised how much orbital energy Principia has taken from you.
It hasn't taken any energy. Like it's energy neutral. What's going on?
Really? Even though, I mean, a little while
Think.
ago, both your AP and your
Oh, okay.
P was
Then,
lower. But now your
I
AP
mean,
and P are higher. I don't know.
over
Maybe I'm
time,
just
I
doing.
think it's energy neutral. It's
Okay.
just, yeah, it depends on the rotation of the Earth at the time. They're both going up because when you're going towards the bulge, it accelerates you, and when you're going away from, like
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
a
Makes
point mass.
sense.
Okay, here we go. Okay, that's fine. That should give us enough to. Okay, this is reasonably comfortable. And we're about halfway into the mission. All right. Now I think we can go home. Yes, yes, we can. And all experiments are done. don't think that I can reasonably nail a landing in the med.
Yeah, it seems tricky.
Yeah. So we'll do it in the Pacific instead. Yeah, I think I want to perform the maneuver about there. Yeah, because that's, yep. Oh, no, I guess we want to wait a little longer. Like, it's okay if we, yeah, because we're going to skirt right by Australia. So if I overshoot, it's not that bad. Sad that I'm doing it near apogee rather than perigee. Breaks. .309 minus 30 degrees pitch. Let's try it. Let's hope that this descent is not too hot.
Fuck.
Thank you. Oops. SFL minus. Coupled the retro pack. Yeah, so we have about 200 meters per second. Hey, Alex. Um, yeah, the 60-degree, like I could have probably gone to 55, but I wanted as much science as I could get. This is going to be a little bit hot. Yeah, 75-70 was peak. Okay, let's spin up. to about 60 DPS. And here we come. Still nowhere near getting hot. Would have been cool to come in. Oh, we are over the tropics. Cool. I was going to say it would have been cool to set things up such that we got good crew report data. We over. Oh, an island. It's fine.
Always set up my hypersonic vehicle so that I could take it out over the tropics by launching from Kennedy in the right direction and then just keep going and parachute down someplace rather than on the launch the runway.
Okay, we made it through without getting too hot. Still bobbing and weaving. Point 1, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.6 Gs. And peak G. Not going to have a lot of spare ab later for sure. Neither Maximal nor I are Ferrum. This is very sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, if I was building something that cool, I'd probably insist on being paid for it.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, like I've used FAR since I started playing Kerbal in 2013, and there's like some of Ferrum's code and a bunch of our stuff, as well as FAR itself, obviously.
It's no surprise.
I I do wish I do miss having him active in the community. Uh, Only if I'm not if I'm not on the receiving end of things. But
Another person who codes out of spite.
uh he so Egg has the patience of saints when it comes to fools compared to Ferrum. Passion is one way of describing it, yes. I mean, FAR is required for RO, so like anybody who's streaming RO is going to have FAR installed. There's the drug. I was wondering when it was going to come out. Fully deployed. Apparently we're still over the tropics? Is there like some island under me that I don't know about? Well, you're definitely missing out on RP-1 then. Although, if somebody wants to go through the trouble of converting RP-1 to curb and rescale, that would be cool. Yeah, okay, we're not over the ocean. Apparently we managed to find some land to be over instead. Think. Yep. Oh well. Oh, those islands. Okay, yes. No, uh, wait, so you're playing... Okay. How are you playing Korea with RO but not RP-1? Like, that doesn't compute. Like, everything is going to be extremely messed up if you're using RO but not RP-1. Alright, let's deploy landing bag. Yeah, so basically, if you're playing RO without RP-1, then no RO component has sane costs, and no RO component unlocks in the correct node. So you really should try actually playing RP-1. Like basically, uh, if you're playing RO with contract, like in career, but without RP-1, then you might have the Merlin unlock in the start node, and you might have the like Aerobee Sustainer unlock 10 nodes in, just because RO doesn't change costs and doesn't change tech nodes. So goodness only knows where things end up. Yeah, just try RP-1, just as a favor. Like, try RP-1. I mean, it takes one click to install it. Well, it takes like 5 clicks, but there's one CCAN package to install. All right, we got more science. Cool.
Nathan won't toot his own horn, but he's the one who did that, as well as
Oh,
also the
yeah.
founder of RP-1.
Yeah, no, in fairness, like, yeah, I wrote RO and RP-1 and a bunch of other stuff. Um, and I mean, speaking of horn tuning, like, I mean, Maximal's formerly lead designer on Kerbal, so like,
Yeah, but
There's
that's
plenty.
barely relevant here.
I mean, we're playing the video game. Ah, so RP1.
Yeah, but I mean, all my work was mostly no. I mean, there's very little that affects RP1 since I was only the lead designer for the last 3 years, and
Yeah.
most of what you're using is from before that. Can't imagine. You guys
Uh,
haven't done anything with the stock KIS, for instance.
yeah. No, although, like I think CMAV made KJR work with it, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So these are like you will not lack for contracts in RP1. Like, let's be clear. Here's all the contracts. There are tons of contracts. Okay, completed an orbital flight repeatable. And cool, we got 10 more folks. Those I'm going to hold on to until it's the right time to the researchers. Why would you want to add other contracts? Like RP1 is a complete career mode. That's like saying I want to play RO, but I also want like, you know, this random engine from Nova Punch that runs liquid fuel and oxidizer.
I mean, there are people who would say that.
I mean, I guess that's true, but yeah. Oh, yeah. RP1 out of the box does not have any military stuff. Probably wouldn't be hard to convert stuff over for it, but that's not in the scope of what the RP1 does. Okay, so that was a success. Let's. Oh yeah, I was going into R&D because I wanted to. Yeah, we can start in on Hydrolox. Or should I just? I guess I could just beeline this. There's no reason not to go for Gemini. Yes, RP1 needs RSS, but you just said that the reason why you weren't using RSS was because you need to not use RSS to have contract support. So if you have contract support through RP1, then we'll use RSS. Okay, we're going to need the regenerator scrubber. I want Hydrolox, or do I want to go for that first? Webms, hey Raiders, welcome. So that will let me do an early lunar landing. And I'll be more ready for that than all the tech. Yeah, so let's do it this way. Okay, then as the guy who created RO, I can tell you that your career is totally messed up. Like explicitly so. Like if you don't want to play RSS, then grab something like Less Real Than Real or something that will actually give you career in RO, because RO itself out of the box is just stupidly busted in career. Okay. Right, gonna jigger these. Right, we're doing this so we can go to Mars. which we will definitely need to do. Mars window is still in 2 years, so we're fine. This time I will not be dumb and I will start the mission training for the next mission now, rather than um,
Someday that'll get integrated with KCT.
someday what will get integrated with KCT? Oh, so it'll show up on the
Some sort of astronaut status window, so that you're not kind of like always remembering to pop up in this UI that you otherwise seldom see touched. And like the astronaut, the KCT are always looking at what's finishing next.
Yeah, we need to unify the UIs. That's for sure true. All right, I guess we'll fly another couple flights just to keep the astronauts going. But then we'll change this launch complex up so it'll support the next generation. Okay, so
Finish that fourth science experiment.
so this is going to have the fourth science experiment, and this one is just a fourth flight. Won't get any science from it. I mean, other than anything polar. So, Alex, you mentioned that, and Tiktaalik Dreaming, or whoever's taken over the mod since, has all those like A10, A11 parts. Or the. Although I'm basically persuaded by the argument that the A9, A10, A11, A12 setup was basically back computed from the 48 Mars mission as a justification for why von Braun's team was important and should be kept together, rather than some research that was actually done during the war. All right, so in 10 days we get to fly a weather contract. Let's do that. Sure. Wait, why are we 10 days short on that? I guess my alarm was wrong. Oops. Overshot, but it's fine. It's one more day between friends. You mean the buildings in the distance? So that's Launch Complex 39, the VAB for it. That's I forget what that would have been. Probably one of the Titan integration facilities. And then that's Missile Row. You can see some of the blockhouses and umbilical towers from here. Okay. Oh, lol, I forgot to roll it out, so I guess we're gonna wait too long anyway. Sun sync weather satellite. We need to go to 99 degrees. Oh, but with a specific land. So launch to 923 at 99 degrees. 68.7. Two 6.8.7. 7 hours. Sure. Okay, here we are at Launch Complex 17A. And yeah, here we are in Missile Row. You mean target is unreachable? Oh. Try that. Something fishy is going on here. We'll just launch. That was weird. Never hit that before. I know other people have hit that, but I've never hit it before, so it was sort of weird to hit it in practice. Yeah, I think that's the Atlas pad. Well, I mean, there's multiple Atlas pads, but that was the Mercury Atlas pad.
Too bad you fall into the water while driving on that quote-unquote land.
No, you don't.
Not anymore?
No, that's part of the whole change to RSS Canaveral HD, is that there's actually terrain under that static.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I spent a bunch of time trying to make that work.
Somebody should make a contract to do a Canaveral tour.
I mean, you still fall through the static by about 5 or 6 meters. And the reason for that is that otherwise the terrain will clip in some areas. But it does mean that if you try to land a plane not on the runway, you don't just splash down, you actually do land, etc.
That's cool.
Yeah, RSS Canaveral HD was about combining Katniss's work on Cape Canaveral with the static with anti-clockwise propeller, who made a traditional PQS decal. And as you can see in the distance there, it changes over here because the static doesn't go beyond there. But I mean, there's still like Merritt Island keeps going. Or sorry, it isn't Merritt Island, but like the Cape keeps going. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, it genuinely feels like a different game. Wait a minute. Why is that LAN is nowhere near correct? What is happening? Let's try this again. That was super weird. Oh, I have a hunch of what happened. Maybe it didn't kick me out of warp properly. So, try again. Launch to LAN, 7 hours. Nope. Looks like the same thing is maybe happening again. Yep. So I think we need to launch south. I think that's the problem. Grumble.
What got confused?
I don't know why my PVG is confused. Clearly is. try it one more time. Yeah, the diamond. All right, let's try this. Yeah. Okay, so that's what the problem was. It just got confused about azimuth somehow. Oh God. Great. It also failed at hot staging, so it lit that at launch. I didn't even notice that till now. I was wondering why it looks like there was. Oh, Alex points out too. Yep. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can manually butts it around correctly, which is to say, we want to launch. Yeah, 88.7. Let's try that. Okay. Oh, I think I'm wrong though. I can't just alter that by 180 degrees. If it were a perfectly polar orbit, that would work, but it is not. It's slightly retrograde. Yeah, I don't get it. See, it's fine with this.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's super weird. Okay, well, I guess we just manually warp. And our land will be slightly off. Okay. Now let's try it. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Yep, I did exactly the same dumb thing that the... Yep. Yes, so that, Blue Diamond, you are coming to the same conclusion I am, which is I have to warp past that and then launch to land, and it'll be fine. I wonder if there's something screwy in the math for retrograde orbits.
Plausible.
Okay. So let's warp. Yeah, I've launched to high inclinations all the time, and I've never hit it before. So that's why I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, I've been launching to retrograde orbits a bunch, and like literally the same thing, but hadn't hit it before. Although I guess I might have just been lucky with where I was in relation to the desired land. Who knows? Yeah, so far so good. I do recall Lamont saying something about how PVG can't distinguish between heading north and heading south or something. Okay. Man, Delta V is a little tighter than I expected it to be. It'll still be fine, but it's a little tighter than I expected. We'll make some of it up because of the undercounting of pressure fed. Assuming we don't roll badly on variance. Yeah, we did not. We're fine. Cool. $9.44. Okay. Seems good. Here we go. How did we overrun that badly? Jeepers creepers.
EVG just decided to give you a hard time today. I'm not saying much, by the way. I'm just kind of
Good.
getting out. Knowing my habits now with nothing to occupy me, I'm sure I'll be on your schedule soon.
Yeah. Trying to roll mine back, but we'll see how that works.
Yeah, good luck. Sometimes I would just kind of like do a weekend reset, but the reset consisted of just staying up like 30 hours to set the clock forward far enough.
So where the heck is the... Oh, it's over there. Okay. Yeah. Why are we... That was super weird. Get kicked off retrograde. Okay. I guess... Whatever. Can't do bang bang ignitions. Let's try this. Ah, that's what happened. Not sure why I was wrong about the predictions, but try this again. Okay, that's stuck basically on target. "52 minutes." Whoa. Okay, that's good enough. Warp until we have comms so we can spin up. Okay. Here we go. Success. All right. I think I'm going to call it quits here. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me. Good
Bet.
night.
And thank you everybody for watching, and I will catch you next time. Night.